What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hold a Husband podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me tonight. I got my man, Jay Bavo, in here with us. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Look forward to another night here chopping up with the fellas. Horrible week in fantasy. But want to quickly remind you, catch us on TikTok as well as subscribe to us on YouTube at Hold It As a Podcast. And for those interested in promos or shouts, choose a DM on IG at Hold It As a Podcast, as well as email us at holdasapodcast@gmail.com. All right, T.
I also have my man SD in the building. What's up with you, bro?
Nothing, man. Ready to get this show on the road. Talk about the vibe checks out here. You know what I mean? But first, let's give a shout out to Brother Soul Productions for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hold a Husband podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I want to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Vibe Checks. And we're just going to be having a discussion about the things that actually attract us to one another and actually encourage engagement with one another. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen on our timelines or things that have been trending. And this first post was a picture that I actually put in our podcast chat. It was a poster of a woman at an NFL game sending a message to the quarterback. Now, as you can see, the message says that I'm newly married and she's out here campaigning to another man. Now, when I saw it, I was thinking like, man, there's no way a woman that respects her man would do something like that, even as a joke. You know what I mean? Like even in humor, to humiliate her husband like that, like I don't see how a man could even stay in a marriage like that with a woman that would do something like that.
Yeah, I always tell men on my lives, if a woman is infatuated with a celebrity, leave her alone. I mean, infatuated. Not like she just likes him. Just liking them because like, oh man, I think he looked nice, whatever the case. I like his music or I like his movies or whatever the case. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Normal.
Perfectly healthy. Yeah, that's cool. You like his movies, cool. You think he handsome, whatever the case. But when you're infatuated with somebody, that's different. It's like it's like a fan, but it goes beyond being a fan. And a lot of times when women are that way, because you typically don't see this with men, not your normal men, but typically when women are that way about these entertainers, athletes, whatever, if they ever get the chance to bust that thing open for them, they are going to do it. And she's letting you know on this here picture. She said, yo, I just got married, but I leave my husband for you. What type of simp did she marry? See, she knows she married a simp. Yep. That's why she can come on this here. That's why she can go to the game with that sign out there for the world to see it. He said
premeditated.
He watched her make the sign and everything to go on.
Listen to this. Infatuated definition is possessed with an intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone. Man, listen. If you intensely infatuated and got passion for another man, or if it's a man towards another woman, you got to leave me alone, bro.
Yep.
You got to leave me alone. That's way past, hey, I just like them for what, they play good ball or whatever the case. You will do anything to be with them. And we know this to be true because we see these here women at these here concerts. We've seen them. These here dudes bust these women down at these here concerts. Why? Because they infatuated with them.
It's one of the motivating factors for guys to get in that industry.
Yeah.
Like success for a lot of guys equates to being able to live that type of lifestyle.
Of course, but now they paying $1,200 not just for a picture with Chris Brown for
30
10 seconds, not even 30. The one lady posted it. She said, "Man, that was too quick for the money. I was only there 10 seconds. He gave me 3 poses, and then I was shooed on about my way. I'm going to the next city, and I want more time." I'm like, these chicks, they have lost their mind. Yes, that's infatuation. So you have to be careful. Now, it could be the other way with women and dudes with porn. A lot of these dudes with porn be infatuated with porn stars.
You gotta be lame as hell to fall in love with a porn star, bro.
Come on, man. Terry.
Like, stop.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Hey, listen, Terry. You know that male virginity in the States is at an all-time high. You also know that 90% or whatever it is of people paying for OnlyFans is men. You know this.
I get that. You're right. 90%. I'm just saying, like, how do you, I mean, I don't want to kind of cut you out, but I just can't fathom. Like, I always thought it was crazy when T-Pain made the "I'm in love with the stripper." Like, to me, that was a mockery type song. Like, the fact that like that
fell in love with a stripper. Like, look at this fool. I think you gonna fall in love with a stripper. You know she don't love you. That's why I never really like strip clubs.
But I just don't see how you okay with this. She got homeboy looking like a beta cuck on national, because this is a Monday Night Football game she went on to do. So this game was on national TV with that sign. Like, how do you go home to that?
But look at him.
Did y'all see him? I would say, like, he obviously ain't the type of guy that's gonna be in a position to do anything about it. Because, like I said, I can understand somebody making a funny poster. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people are really creative. But I would leave my husband for you. Like, come on, bro.
Look at the bottom.
Yep.
Look at the bottom of the letter. It's a P.S. He's right here. Look above the number 17 right there. Zoom in and look at the number 17.
I didn't see that. Hold up.
And right above the number 17, look at his face. Zoom in on this when you do that. Zoom
right above the 17.
Yes, in the right-hand corner. Look at him.
He's holding the sign.
Man, listen. This fool here, man. He
Look,
ain't got no ball. He went home. He's ballless. He's ballless right now. He just got dick. No balls. No balls there. They go.
Fellas, man, if a woman is talking about another man in a flattering or glowing way and you with it, that's not your woman.
That's your woman. That's his woman.
Yep.
Whether he know it or not, that's Josh Allen woman. Hey, matter of fact, the woman. Oh God, man, I gotta give you this video. We gonna have to do this here video because the woman went to the Chris Brown concert, and then like the day or so before her wedding, and then in her wedding, did you see that? She had Chris Brown in her vows. She said, "Well, yeah, you know, I'm marrying you. You know that it's because Chris Brown. If it was Chris Brown, then this wouldn't be happening, or something in her vows, bro."
What?
And yes, I gotta find the video and send it to you, man.
Oh, man.
I mean, the ultimate disrespect. And he's standing there like,
how do you sign up for that? Like, guys, fellas,
come on.
If
Terry.
she does not give you the basic level of, like, I'm not no domineering, you gotta yes sir me and do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that. That's not my vibe. But you have to have a certain level of respect. You know what I'm saying? Where a woman respects who you are as a man, and there are just certain boundaries that she's not going to go to even give the impression of she's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are just certain things a woman that respects her man is not going to do. It's hard to be sympathetic because these guys willingly put themselves in this position.
That's what I'm saying, though. These dudes are just happy to have a woman. They happy to have a woman that's like the woman of their dreams. So they don't want to mess this up. It's the woman of my dreams. So I'm going to chill. I'm going to let her do what she do. And I'm not going to say a whole lot. Man, listen. These dudes are sorry, man, out here, because this don't even make no sense. Man, I would have tossed her right over the stands. You going out there? Ain't no way I'm going to you with the game to the game, and you got this sign. You a weak dude.
But what she don't realize? How do y'all think other women view her?
How other women view her?
Yeah, like so.
It depends on the woman.
It depends. I think certain women, it would embolden them to do something similar, if not more egregious than this.
Yeah, they'll applaud her. A lot of women. Yeah, but this is his fault. It ain't hers. It's his fault. It's not hers. She is who she is. He knew she was infatuated with Josh Allen from the beginning. He still married her. She didn't just show up after they got married and say, "Hey, guess what? I'm infatuated with Josh Allen. I'm gonna take this sign over there." No, he knew it. He married her anyway, and now he at the game looking like a fool. That's his fault. It ain't hers.
Viral over something like this.
Yep, she is who she is. I don't blame her, but I wouldn't get with a woman like that. Absolutely not.
This is what it looks like when you fail the dating phase. When you spend all this time taking her on dates and doing all these things, and you're not actually evaluating her character and her value system. Because like you said, how a woman respects you and how she values you is going to be obvious in how she treats you. And that is going to be from day one. You know what I mean? Like somebody that actually has respect for you, cares about your well-being and your feelings. Even if they have a crush on someone, they're not going to go out of their way to tell the world about it, to make you look like a crash dummy on national TV. You know what I mean? Like this dude is this image of him holding this sign. Like, you know what this reminds me of? How stupid 21 Savage looked with that the slut walk where he went, "I'm a slut too."
Oh, yeah.
What he had?
Amber Rose.
He looked like a crash dummy. I'm glad he grew from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's how stupid he looked.
Yeah, you know what? He go back to work on Monday. They got this up in the office. He on TV. Now they making fun of him. You will never live this down. Ever. Not even just with his coworkers, with his lady. Because there is no way in anything that a woman can respect you as a man if you are allowing that. Ain't no way. She gonna disrespect you every chance she get. If she can sit on,
he ain't gonna do nothing.
TV, he ain't gonna do nothing. That's what I'm saying. She gonna disrespect you, and because she gonna disrespect you, everybody else will. Men will not respect you because you ain't got your house in order, your lady in order. She can do whatever she want, but you think you gonna come to work and talk tough? You think your kids ain't gonna respect? They be like, "Shut up, Dad."
Man, it's not. I didn't mean to laugh. It's not funny because I've actually seen some situations like that where, man, some men just don't have it in them to stand their ground. I've seen kids. You know, I told y'all the story before about where I saw a teenager that was bullying his parents and his whole family, and turned out he was a little weak ass. I didn't even really know that was the same person they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like a little skateboard nerd that he looked like he get bullied at school to me. You know what I'm saying? Type of dude.
Was he black?
Of course not.
Of course not. I had to ask. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to clear the air, so you know what I'm saying. Nobody, you know.
Of course
I figured not, but you know that ain't stuff that we do. Bully parents. So it was a mom and a dad. You said parents. That's typically not happening in a black household, you know. But a lot of these dudes have these issues, man. You know, sticking up for themselves and being masculine, manly men when they're raised without a dad. They're raised with the mom predominantly, and they're programmed to be soft, to be passive, to be sensitive, not to be confrontational. So then when they get into relationships, or women get into relationships with them, the woman typically pushes them around and in essence bullies them, because a lot of this stuff they don't be cool with. Look at his face. He's not cool with that.
He just can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, he's too much of a sucker and a simp to stand up to her and tell her to get lost. So therefore, he's gonna put up with it, man. And that's typically when a father figure is not around, giving you the game and teaching you certain things with how to be a man and how to actually go about dealing with women as a man.
You gotta be able to cut it off, man.
You know what? You know what it is? I think, and this is not, just an anomaly. I think a lot of men lack, female attention here. So, he's just, like you said, he's just happy. He's just getting some female attention as opposed to none.
Man, that's crazy.
It's a horrible trade-off, fellas. All right, let's keep these rolling. Now, this next video, I was anxious to see what y'all thought about this. It was a video of a man, a divorce attorney, explaining why men don't get any benefit from marriage. Let's take a look.
Key problem I have with marriage as it is done currently here in the West and in other places, but certainly the clay in which I work, is that there are certain promises the law can enforce, and there are certain promises it can't. So if we acknowledge, if we say the quiet part out loud, that in the majority of heterosexual marriages, the man brings protection and providing, and the woman brings kindness, warmth, and care, right? And sex. That's the economy. That's the economy. I didn't make that up. Don't get fucking mad at me in the comments. I didn't make it up. It was here before me. It's going to be here after me. I promise, right? So that's the game. That's the economy. His roles, his obligations are enforceable by law. So state power can be used to enforce his obligations, not hers. The court cannot order her to be nice to him, or to fuck him, or to stay pretty, or to stay sweet and friendly to him and kind to him, or speak nicely of him, or raise the children in a meaningful way that creates value to him instead of teaching them to disrespect him, right? But his promises in that, shelter, food, financial obligations, court can force you to do that. And if you don't do it, they can put you in jail, or they can take away your driver's license, your professional licenses. So what is that? When you have a contract where only one side is enforceable by law, under penalty of law, like that is a dangerous game to play if you're a man, period.
Man, now we talk about this all the time, and I'm me being one of the only people that I know that has been married 20 years plus. My only reason, or my real only motivation, was I wanted to have a family unit, right? I didn't want to, have a baby mama and co-parent, etc. But what he's saying, I never even thought about simplifying it in those terms. Enforceable by law. You're right. Because when you get, that's what we talk about, the risk involved. We talk about prenups. We talk about alimony. We talk about child support. All obligations that if you don't pay, you can lose what you have as a man, right? And so having that perspective on it, like, man, if I was a single man and I'm seeing this kind of stuff on my timeline, I'm very unlikely to actually be willing to get married, I think.
Yeah, man. I talked about this here on a live before, where the women was asking me because I was talking about prenups. Mm-hmm. They was like, yeah, but you wouldn't give her nothing. I said, if I got married and then got a divorce, you wouldn't give her nothing. I said, it depends. It depends on why we wanted the divorce, or why the divorce happened. If she decided she wanted more, or cheated, or wanted another man, absolutely not. She gets nothing. You get nothing from me. Well, that's not fair. Why you got to have a prenup? Hey, look, it's a prenup no matter how you look at it. Either it's a state-sponsored prenup. Once you sign that marriage certificate, you are in essence signing a prenup, whatever those laws are in place for that state. Yep. Yes, whatever laws in place with that state, you have just signed that and saying, hey, I'll abide by this. The prenup says, hey, don't forget that prenup. I'm gonna go by this. So if a man is going to get married and he has assets, that's his best route, because to this man's point, 97% of alimony payers in the United States are men. 90% of child support payers are men in the United States. Half of all divorced fathers lose contact with their kids 2 years after divorce. So the risk a lot of times for men is what he said. outweighs the reward. I get your love, I get your affection, I get your sex, but and to his point, if it falls apart, I still have to do those things, but I can't get no head. Right? I can't. She's not
Yeah.
obligated to give me no head, but I'm obligated to give her that alimony payment every month, or they can put me in jail or take my taxes or whatever the case. And to me, that it makes no sense to me. If I still got to perform my duties like I'm her husband, then she got to come over here and drop some neck off.
No, I mean, listen, he's absolutely right. I mean, for men, like Terry said, the only benefit really is to have a family. Otherwise, it's high risk, low reward here, if you think about it. Because once you say I do, and they give you that marriage certificate, right now, and women know this, they have protection from the state. And guess what? Women initiate 80% of the divorces here. So
because they know it.
Yep.
True. So, now some of them are warranted. Some.
Yeah, of course.
Every man that gets married ain't a good husband. So we understand that part of it.
Yep.
But you're right. There's a lot of incentive for women to get divorced. I believe, I don't know the exact percentage, but I believe most wealth that women acquire is through divorce. If I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
Historically. So that is just the industry of divorce is multi-billion-dollar business, because you're getting percentages of wealth that men have accumulated over several years. And a lot of times that's old money. You know what I mean? Like them celebrity divorces or old money divorces, you see 9 and 10 figure settlements.
Yeah, you do. Hey, but to your point, like I think out of the, I don't know, let's say 10 women billionaires that's out there, only one of them made it without a man. And that's Oprah. The other ones got their money through divorce. Bezos' wife, Gates' wife, some of these other chicks, I don't know their names, but all of them got it through a man, either divorce or death. One of the two. They inherited the man's money. Yeah, so it's a business a lot of times. A lot of men get married for love and the women get married for business nowadays. And once the business is up, like it could be a certain amount of time to get married and then get alimony. It could be a child. They even have kids with a man because
it's leverage. Like, anything to get leverage over you.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody, and this is why I say with a prenup, right? Somebody is going to have the leverage in the relationship. If you get married with no prenup, the woman has the leverage. If you get married with a prenup and have your own terms and conditions, you still keep your leverage. The reasons that she wanted to be with you in the first place. You're financially stable, you got your life together, all of these here types of things, which is cool, but don't give up your leverage to a woman, because truth be told, we know that a lot of women's feelings change with the weather. It's 68 today, but tomorrow it'll be 72. Next day it'll be 75. After that it'll be 59. Hot and cold. You know what I mean? Because of how they feel.
And unrealistic.
And we have seen women on social media, plenty of them. Oh, I filed for divorce because my friend said talked me into it. Oh, I felt different. I wanted something more for myself. Oh, I just wasn't happy. Feelings-based things. Nothing substantial, although there are ones that do have good causes for divorce and somebody cheating, abuse, and those types of things. But happiness is a feeling that a lot of women file divorce for. And I got the surveys to prove it. I'm gonna look that up.
Oh,
yeah, man. That's the kind of the problem with the system, is because it takes two people, to actually decide to get in the relationship, but it can fall apart with just one person wanting out. And when you have so much incentive for women to get divorced, a lot of women have unrealistic expectations or go into it planning on divorcing. You know what I mean? Like that, we see the divorce rate. So it feels so weird to be in my position where I'm married, and when I get asked these kind of questions about, I can see both sides of it. And I was consciously thinking about those things when I got married 20 years ago. One of the main reasons I was willing to get married at 25, is because my wife was right there on ground zero, willing to build with me. And so even though I understood there's a chance we might get divorced, I'm cool with splitting what we got because we built it together. So I don't feel like you just took all my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you just came here and took. Yeah. Nah, we built it so we gonna both be good or whatever. If that was to happen. But man, my attitude would be very anti-marriage if I was not already married.
I can see that. I mean, and now, I mean, like in my position, being 43 years old, I'm already at my finish line of career. Like, not like I'm finna retire tomorrow, but I mean, I'm making the most money I've ever made. Like, I'm good. I'm solid. Cribs, all this stuff. I'm good where I'm at. So now a woman gets to get me at the finish line, just about. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the finish line. And this is where most women nowadays, single women, want to meet their man. They want the men at the finish line. Yep. Cool. But I will not give up my leverage to you. I will not. Smart. Because your feelings, I cannot go into
your feelings could change too, though.
It could,
like, because you know how you get treated during the dating phase is usually drastically different than after they get the ring and have kids. So what you experience, you could fall out of love too. You know what I mean? Like, it's an ongoing thing that make you actually want to continue to stay in a relationship or in a marriage. So it might not just be her feelings that change.
Yeah, but I mean, we know that, most times it's the women. And even in our community, it's more than 80. It's 90% in our community. Like, it's a huge gap. Yeah, it's a huge difference from the men and women who file for divorce. Because, again, women are incentivized to walk away. They are. It's just that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons why it's one of those sticking points for men like me. Do I want to put myself in that? Do I want to go over to another country and get married? That way, I'm not bound by the law, the American laws of marriage. I'm bound by these laws that say, sweetheart, you don't get this here that you thought you'd get in America. No way. So that's stuff that I think about, man. If I do get married, so
you definitely gotta have your logic cap on and don't just go in, following your heart, man. Like they tell you in the romantic comedies. All right, man. Look like we up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get into tonight's topic, vibe checks, where we're talking about the things that attract us to one another and actually encourage engagement with one another. You are tuned into the Ho to Husband podcast. We'll be back in a moment. Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Ho to Husband podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Vibe Check. We're talking about the things that attract us to the opposite sex and actually encourage us to engage with the opposite sex even more. Now, the first thing that I wanted to ask y'all, when it comes to the vibe that somebody gives off, or how they're perceived by others, how important is that when it comes to their dating success, you think?
I think it's extremely important because I think it's important, but I also think it's important to be patient with people too when you first start dating, because some people are a little more shyer than others. Some people take a little more time to open up than others. So sometimes you can't go off the initial vibe, because I have been out with women and they like sticks in the mud, and I gotta carry conversations, and I'll ask a question and it's short. Oh, how was your day? good. Okay. Did you work today? Yeah. And I'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to keep, it's like pulling teeth. The vibe is off, the energy is off, something is off. And then later on, it was, you know, when discussed, oh, you know, I'm just really shy in person. I was nervous because it was my first time meeting you, whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? I was nervous. Like, so you also have to be patient with the vibes, with the energy, because after that, you know, once somebody becomes comfortable, because everybody not a personable social person like that. Like me, I can go out and just be talking. I meet a chick and I can just talk. Yeah. But a lot of women aren't like that, especially when meeting a
they don't have to be.
Yeah, they kind of standoffish and a little bit shy. So you have to be careful with the vibes too. Jay, what you think?
I think it's definitely important over, especially when you're initially meeting somebody, right? Because I think the vibe kind of sets the tone and the experience and the interactions between you two. Like I hate that if I'm having a conversation, it's like pulling teeth and you just give me one, yeah, how was your day? I'm good. I understand what you're saying, SD, but I don't know. I would just lose interest because I feel like if we can't have a good conversation, I don't know where this is gonna go. That's just me.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the way that I always looked at it, how you behave is going to determine how often you get chose and how other people feel about you, right? And so you see the best version of yourself when there's competition around. So when you're around other guys that are successful with women and a super attractive chick comes around, you see the, I guess, the invisible competition or the posturing and all the stuff that go on to try to be the first person up in shorty's face or the first person, you know what I'm saying, to have a conversation with her or whatnot. So it works the same way for women. The women that make themselves, like Jay said, boring to talk to, or you not memorable, you the ones that's not going, even if the dude do get your number, you not the one that's going to come to mind when he think about Friday night or the party. It's going to be the chick that he had a good time with, not the chick that was just giving one word answers. So I agree. The vibe matters, especially when there's competition around.
Yeah, a lot of women don't even think of it like that. But I try to give a little bit of grace to it because it can be a little nervous. It can be a nerve, especially if you done met somebody, like y'all been talking through DMs, whatever the case. Y'all ain't never seen each other. Y'all ain't never met. Now when y'all meet up, I expect you to be like, hey. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Nah.
Like, I don't expect that. Like, I expect, you know, so what I'm saying is, like, you know, I just try to be a little bit patient with it. A little bit patient, and to be honest with you, the prettier she is, the more patient I'll be.
Facts, absolutely. Now, but I would say in this day and age, though, like when you meet somebody like on social media or whatever, I would think that the biggest component, at least from the male perspective, you better look how you look on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be the determining factor on whether the vibes from the man gonna stay consistent or not. Because if you show up looking as good or better than you do on social media, then it's up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all good.
Body language is flowing, the flirting is going, and all that. And so, like as D alluded to, and we talk about all the time, it's a skill to be able to get the chicks to open up and actually laugh and come up with a nickname or something, some kind of inside joke on the spot that y'all two at the table laughing. Like, those are the type of things, as crazy as it may sound, that end up you taking off her thong later. Those are the things that separate you from the pack.
Hey, back to the panties. The panty dropper is here. Should have known he was gonna throw the panty. Hey, me mentioning toes. Yeah. Hey, Terry mentioning panties is like me mentioning toes. Well, we gonna sneak it in there somewhere. We gonna sneak it in there. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with the conversation, be like, hey, man, the Kempe Dumbo died today. Panties.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad at it. Hey, wait, I want to know what kind of thong she got on myself.
Hey, man, I don't even think about it personally, but yeah, you're right, man. It's all, it all plays a part in the meeting, in how things continue from here. So it's important. I'm not saying that it's not important, but I try to be a little understanding when it comes to that too. That's all.
Yeah, and I think, as like you said, you have to be patient. The dating is a process. I talk all the time on my page about how you need to, especially men, you need to take your time and see a woman in multiple settings. You know what I mean? Like, so you should never be in a rush to make things official, or make her your girlfriend so you can have sex. And you know what I'm saying? Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the philosophy is this: if the goal is for us to be together a year, 3 years, 5 years, then what's the rush? If we both enjoy what we do on Friday night, it's a very good chance we're gonna probably link up Saturday or Sunday. You know what I mean? Like, so as long as the interactions continue to be positive and they are edging closer to Pound Town, that component has to be there too. We met, we were strangers, but after day 1 or 2, it needs to be hugs with some ass grabbing, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be getting, like I said, you ain't gotta be forced to have sex under a certain time period, but you need to be giving signals that you sexually interested. And so those are the things that I think it takes to maintain the vibe from a male perspective.
Yeah, so let me ask Jay, because Jay's still single out here in these streets, right? So how you know if the vibes is right with a chick? What are some signs for you personally?
Like honestly, things I look at is body language, how she responds to you overall. Like, say if the conversation is flowing right and it just comes and it's natural, it's organic, it's not like anything is forced. Like you said earlier, you asking a question and it's not like you're pulling teeth to get something out of her. She just, wants to just open up to you. So for me, that's how I kind of figure it's there.
Okay. With me personally, I like when a woman is touching you. You know what I'm saying? We talking, she laughing, and then she touching you or hitting your shoulder or rubbing up against you or want to sit by you. Like, I know the vibes is there. If she ain't laughing and she ain't touching, I know that she ain't really feeling the vibe, which happens too. But that's
part of the game.
Yeah, because I like to have fun and laugh and joke. So I talk about somebody. And I have been with women where they like, why are you talking about people? I'm like, I'll hit her with some bread. Man, we don't get out of here. I knew I should have took you to Golden Corral.
You right. I was gonna fill in when I was gonna say part of my thing is how agreeable is the conversation. Like you just mentioned, you gave an example where there's an abrupt halt to the joke, or how things were going. Somebody that is actually interested in you and actually on the same type of vibe as you is going to continue the conversation, or what I'm saying, like find some way to something else to laugh about. And when it happens organically, you almost don't notice it. You know what I mean? Because there are situations where you can be at a get together and you end up standing in the kitchen talking to shorty for 30, 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that, those are the kind of signs where y'all kind of tune the environment out and y'all are focused on one another. Those are the situations where you can create a memorable impression, and you can actually jumpstart something that can become physical if you play your cards right.
Yeah, them the best vibes right there.
Yeah.
When you lose track of time, you know the vibes is good. Where they like, hey, excuse me, everybody, but the restaurant is about to close in 5 minutes. Like, yo, we got here at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? We done got full off biscuits. We didn't even eat. But that's when you know the vibes is good, man. When you lose track of time. And that's when you know it's organic. Ain't nothing like an organic vibe. Nothing. You don't feel forced. You don't feel like you're pulling teeth. You don't feel like, you know what I mean, you got to do something extra in order to get her to feel you back. It's just organic, man. Them be the best situations to be in.
No question.
Now, I wanted to ask y'all, I've heard other people doing that. Do y'all think that it's fair to actually judge somebody or hold it against them based on where you meet them? Because I've heard people say, like, you can't take somebody you meet at the club serious, etc.
You know, I think so. Honestly, yeah. I mean, what if y'all met at
elaborate?
The
I was like, elaborate. I want to hear your perspective on that. Why do you?
I mean,
if you met a chick at a strip club, I mean, well, not working at the strip club, but let's say,
no, I mean,
her friends.
A chick is there with her friends. You would judge her?
Man, probably. Probably. I mean, it depends. Like, you know, I don't know, man, because you know, some chicks just like to be outside like that. You know what I mean? Some chicks are like that. She might not be a bad woman, like just because she at the strip club, but she might be one of them chicks that's outside all the time. She gotta be partying. She gotta be here. She gotta be on the scene.
Well, that's that's.
Well, I'm saying, like, so it depends on the situation. Like, just because she's at the strip club, I probably think she like girls, so I'll judge her. But that don't mean I'm not gonna talk to her. So I'll probably judge something about her, like, yo, she must like chicks or something. She must like scissoring or something. She at the strip club, right? Y'all wouldn't do that?
Yeah. I mean, well, I ain't never dated a chick I met at the strip. I personally, I think that would be kind of weird to be at the strip club to holler at chicks like the strip.
Yeah, but she ain't
strippers,
working.
I know, but I'm just saying like that. I've never been in that type of predicament. I'm not really a strip club type person, but if I'm there, I'm trying to see what's up with the strippers. It ain't usually like a cute clique of girls that we try to shoot at. Usually not, unless they with you already. Going to the strip club with chicks is the move. That's how you get.
Yeah, definitely.
I remember going to the strip club and running into a chick that I was talking to. I didn't know she was a stripper.
Whoa.
I met her at the bank. She used to work at the bank that I was banking at. And I met her at the bank.
Oh, wow.
Cashing one of my checks when we used to get paper checks. She was like, oh, hey, handsome. I'm like, what's up, man? She was pretty. One night, me and my guys decided to go to the strip club. And lo and behold, her titties is out in this. I'm like, yo, I ain't even seen these titties yet. These your titties? She was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, it's cool. They out now. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? What you doing after you get off?
I was like, let's see the Players Club.
That's exactly what came to mind. Like, okay, back in the era where women wasn't proud to strip.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They act like that's a badge of honor these days.
They just doing it on social media for free.
Yeah.
Like, see, I can't deal with the stripper mentality. I'm focused on my bag and looking good and getting my body done. To me, that's too much Cardi B type mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you gon' clap back and put your business on social media and do all that. So I could never seriously date no stripper or no woman that even has that mentality for those reasons.
Yeah, a chick that'll do anything for money, I don't want nothing to do with it, bro.
Absolutely.
Nothing to do with it, like, because you never know what they'll do. Some of these here chicks, man. So I was just watching NBA player Lorenzen Wright used to play in the NBA.
Oh yeah,
his wife set him up. Like some of these are chicks that'll do anything for money. They'll take your life too. Some of them. So I don't want to be bothered with no chick like that. You know what I mean? Like, no knock to the strippers. Like, y'all do y'all thing. You just not for me, boo. It is what it is. So that's all.
All right. I had another question about the transition in dating. So we know the initial part of the dating phase, the honeymoon phase, or whatever you want to call it, where everything is lit, y'all having a lot of fun, and y'all are actively avoiding confrontation to a degree. How do you transition from that vibe where everything is all fun to actually determining if the person could actually be a part of your personal life or somebody that could be in your life, in the future? How do you transition without killing a vibe?
They got to spend the night.
Yep.
She got to spend the night. Like, I got to be around her for let's try a weekend. Let's try a night and the next day. You know what I'm saying? We go out maybe Friday night, and then Saturday let's chill, see what's up. And then we'll graduate from there. Hey, I want this weekend. I want Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Let's see what's up. Like, it's a gradual thing. Like, you got to build up to it. Okay, we go out on a date maybe once a week or every 2 weeks, whatever the case. Then after that, hey, let's go once a week. Okay, now I want to see you during the week. Hey, what you doing? You come by the crib, maybe chill out, then maybe go home, whatever. Then it's, hey, why don't you just come stay with me for the night? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you have to build up being around them more without going outside, doing something, or sleeping together. You have to incorporate just quality time. Not that that's not quality time, but just sitting around quality time to see if you can be around them and still be comfortable and still, vibe with them and be cordial and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's tough. It's a lot tougher nowadays because of the phones. And a lot of people sit around each other and be their face in their phone. So, that's how I think it should happen. Jay, what you think?
I agree with that. I think it should be a gradual progression to that. I say, you should at least date the woman for at least 6 months and, really get a chance to vibe her and get a chance to like really know her, see if you want to take it to that next level, as opposed to, you meet her a couple of weeks later, you kind of just rush into stuff there. Next thing you know, you're already moving in next month and doing all that.
6 months? We're not talking 6 months till Pound Town, right?
Oh, no.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Okay, carry on.
Hey, that could happen the same night.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because the timeline for sex and spending a night, those are two drastically different things. Like, just because a dude is willing to smash a chick, like if you the type of dude that just let a chick spend a night at your crib, the first night you smash or you meet her or something, you a Black Air Force energy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guys that are calculated and logical are not just gonna move like that. Even though, we talk about it on past episodes. Going to a woman's house can be very dangerous. Yep. So can inviting a woman to your house. So it's like, I'm not out in the streets no more. I'm not actively dating. So how are you feeling the vibe on whether she's a security risk or somebody you can bring in your vicinity?
Well, I mean, man, I'm a good judge of character now. So I try to pay attention to a lot of different things, man. Like I said, I look at their social media, see, how much they outside, what their interests are, if they hanging around the clubs all the time, if they in the hood with a bunch of hood dudes, they got a bunch of hood friends and all this here type of stuff. Nah, I don't really want to be bothered with shorty, because if I make her mad, now she done been around all the Blackstones all over her timeline, and these her brothers and her cousins and her ex-boyfriends and all here. Now she got the whole gang outside my house because she mad at me about something. So I pay attention to how a chick move, what she has to lose also. Do you have anything to lose? Do you have kids? How do you hang out? How did you grow up? These things matter to me. If you grew up in a stable home, a stable environment, and now you are stable with what you're doing and you kind of live your life right, your everyday life, and you ain't really out here like that, then I'm more inclined to be like, okay, shorty
got a career, she got a
yeah. But if you just flying by the seat of your pants, you know what I mean, and you doing all this here extra stuff, and you think Sexy Red is your idol and all, man, please, you can't hang around me. I don't want you around me. That's a security risk for you. So I'm straight.
Yeah, I think we at the age where we more. I needed to see how a chick respond to 90s R&B. You know what I'm saying? Let me see where your mentality is. Let me see what your upbringing consisted of. Because like you said, some of these younger people, age ain't really an indicator no more. Because you could be talking to somebody that was raised by a teenage parent, you know what I'm saying, or something to that effect. So they may not have the old school values or know how things should be within the relationship dynamic or a household.
Most
But
of them
yeah, I mean, and then you said, like, you hit it on the head, talking about people just being constantly in their phones. That kills the vibe in a lot of places. Just look at the club scene, that in bottle service, it ain't nothing like how it used to be, where you would actually sweat from dancing in the club and partying and all that. So you got to keep the vibe there, especially from a male perspective. You know what I mean? Like you gonna have to shoot your shot, find a way to laugh, spark a conversation, etc., or end up one of these statistics that are falling in love with porn stars.
Yeah, man. I took my son with me to a podcast this past weekend, and man, it wasn't. We were outside, hooked him up with a chick. Then we got inside, and he's like, "Oh, Dad, you got to bring me to more of these, man. You got to bring me to more of these." I'm like, look, this is what we gonna do. So I just go around the room, man, introducing myself to everybody because I'm on the scene, whatever. So I just go around to do. Oh yeah, this my son. You know what I mean? Oh hey, how you doing? And it was just one of them things. Like it's an icebreaker. You get in there, man, and you get in there, man, and you introduce yourself, man. That's an icebreaker. Whether you at the club or whether you at a brunch and people on their phones. And this here is for the ladies, real quick. One deterrent for men in approaching you all that want men to approach you is your phone. Is your face in your phone. It deters a lot of men from talking to you all because we don't want to interrupt maybe your conversation, maybe on the phone with your mom, your kids, whatever, you texting. A lot of women get bad attitudes when you approach them while they in their phone. So I just want to say, when you outside and you single and you would like men to approach you, stay off your phone. It's a deterrent for most men.
Yeah, you got to make yourself available. Especially now as a woman, guys ain't really got that. I don't, not necessarily aggressive energy, but a lot of guys don't have the skill set to approach women in person like that. And I think we talk about it a lot where. I think women are kind of trained to instantly look for a reason to curb a guy, the balloon, instantly pop their balloon in their brain, for lack of a better term. And I think that's kind of the problem because guys are kind of the opposite. We're looking for something that we like about shorty, and we gonna try to ignore the things that we may not like as much. And that at least gives a woman an opportunity, where I think a lot of women eliminate guys almost before he can blink and even have a chance. And so it's gonna be tougher moving forward, man, for the people that have to navigate this environment. But maintaining the vibe is definitely something you need to be learning how to do, male or female. Because if you can't do that, your dating life is gonna suck.
Facts.
Looks like we are up against the clock. We're about to get up out of here, man. But before we go, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brother Soul Productions, for keeping us late with our background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. Jay and SD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get this episode knocked out. This has been another episode of the Ho to Husband podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.